Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Playing a Graey Mega Collection 4 with PJ17, Mercator, and a Scholar. Opening pack, a couple cards I have to read. Homeschooler is fine. Apothecary, meh. Shoemaker's fine. This looks like animal husbandry worker to me. What's my second pick coming back here? I guess homeschooler plus shoemaker is kind of a thing, right? That's like a really strong incentive to family growth 3 times, but I mean, I don't really need a strong incentive to family growth 3 times. It's just generally a good thing to do. I wonder if there's a like apothecary slightly better seeing Appleman, but Appleman might just fall out of the draft here and not actually get played. So take animal husbandry worker here. Okay, well, Fence Overseer looks like a good option. There's also Wood Barter here, which has pretty similar actually to Fence Overseer. But yeah, Fence Overseer looks great here. Does anything else matter here? Not really. And if I'm playing Animal Husbandry Worker Fence Overseer, I don't really care about any other cards that, like, I don't want to play anything else in the early game. Wood Barter is never coming back. Not going to play something like Apple Picker. Not going to play something like Good Friend, most likely. Really just looking for now late game points cards, because Animal Husbandry Worker Fence Overseer is like a game plan in and of itself. You know, just go back to the build room space a couple times and profit. Yeah, so don't need Fence Deliveryman at all. Not going to take Tower Builder. I don't mind using the build space multiple times because I want to trigger my stable multiple times. There are cards like Lemon Trader, Seed Trader, so there's definitely a crops game here, but that's not going to pull me off of what I'm going to do. Probably just take Businesswoman. Cattle Breeder's not bad. With Fence Overseer, I will have the ability to hold the cattle pretty early, so Cattle Breeder is a solid option. Yeah, maybe take that over Businesswoman here. Yeah. I'm very likely to want a cooking hearth, so having a guaranteed 2 cattle action is might just be food, might be points, could be either of those. Could be some combination of the two. Is everyone seated? Everyone is seated. Good. Yeah, so I wasn't really too communicative about my last vacation. Sorry about that. I expected to be able to stream a lot more than I did. Um, Basically, people wanted to hang out way more than expected, which I was surprised by. I thought we'd kind of get tired of each other. But I went down to California for a wedding and stayed for a couple extra days, bunch of extra days, and worked there. And my friends in California pretty much wanted to hang out every day, which I was surprised by because I didn't think they'd want to do that. So that was fun. But yeah, back now, which is nice. Hey, Wishman. Yeah, back now, which is nice. So I did start posting more details and asking for registrations for the holiday charity tournament. So gonna do 2 of them, one on Saturday on Play-agricola, one on Sunday on Board Game Arena. So look forward to that. So we've got Outrider here. There was the other card. Do I care about that interaction? Not really. Play this card, get 3 food for each vegetable. Nope. Clay puncher. Play this card, and each time after you use an occupation space or the take 1 clay space, you get some clay. That's fine. Yeah, getting a bunch of clay from from one action is totally fine. Um, Mainly because like if I want to build a 5th room, I often won't want to build a wood room. I'll want to build a clay room. Building 2 wood rooms is totally fine because my wood cost is very low. But yeah, usually it's going to be easier to build a clay room. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes you want a clay room rather than a wood room. So yeah, clay puncher could be okay. There's also junk dealer. The fact that junk dealer gives a read on animal accumulation spaces is quite appealing. Um, because obviously if I fence early, I'll have the ability to take animals, and I'm going to want presumably 8 read this game, 6 for 3 rooms, and 2 for the 2 reno. So junk dealer actually seems like a lot more playable here than normal. Do I care about the food accumulation space clay? That is a question. Like, how much am I actually getting out of junk dealer? I guess if I got like a fishing or a traveling players miner, that I would be moderately interested in that. I think I'd take junk dealer over clay puncher. I just never played. I never played clay puncher before. Like animal husbandry worker, fence overseer. I really want these to be, and maybe junk dealer. Yeah, maybe junk dealer comes out before my first. I don't know. I have to think about this one. I don't need graduate. Appleman probably falls out of the draft. So do I want shoemaker? I think no. Problem with shoemaker is it wants to come out before my first growth, and I already have a couple cards that do that. I think apothecary might be fine. Getting stone from who there was the apple picker, so maybe this is an okay game for apothecary. Yeah, and I'm just off of graduate. I don't really care about graduate. And I'm really on the animal line, so I don't think I need Miller at all. Wood Barter came back. I'm surprised by that. I am quite surprised by that. It's not a great wood barterer. Yeah, it's not a great wood barterer, but check it out here. Yeah. It doesn't activate on the fence space, but it activates 3 times minimum, so. Sure, take Seed Trader. Ooh. Ha. Um. Well, I'm pretty sure this is Animal Pen, but yeah, I guess I'm hoping to get Fishing Pier back, maybe, or Backyard Well. Carpet, I'm not so interested in. Yeah, Artist Garden, I'm not that interested in. Kudzu, I don't think I'm that interested in Kudzu. Maybe Kudzu is fine. But yeah, I think I'm taking Animal Pen here. So what are the Ox? Barterer, Dealer, Husbandry Worker, Overseer? Maybe Apothecary instead of Junk Dealer, maybe? If Apple Picker comes down early. Alright. Studio Boat. Each time you use a traveling player's accumulation space, you also get a bonus point. Uh, I mean, I do have Junk Dealer here. Single-sided plow. Once during the game, you may plow 2 fields instead of one. Additionally, you can sow, but only with vegetables. The fact that it only works on... That's it's fine. Yeah, it's a fine card. Archangel. So Archangel actually kind of incentivizes me to play Apothecary round 1. Seeing Archangel here. Is Dunghill good here? Dunghill could be good here. Studio good here? Adding the read cost, I think, is making me not so interested in Studio, but the food could be okay. Do I want single-sided plow? I don't think so. I think I'd take Dunghill over single-sided plow, but I'm wondering if I should just take Studio Boat. The traveling player space is good enough for me. Maybe. If I'm pretty incentivized to play, yeah, to play Ox early because of Animal Pen, the problem with Studio Boat is most of the time I want my first miner to be Animal Pen because playing Studio Boat and then playing Animal Pen, like that's pushing my first room so far back, really far back. But of course, playing Animal Pen saves you a ton of actions because of all the food it gives. So, and I kind of am okay with spamming Ox. So, like Studio Boat's a pretty decent round 3 last action start player Studio Boat into 4 food traveling players, especially if I have been spamming Ox. The problem is if I'm spamming Ox, then odds are I'm not getting last move. Traveling players might get taken at 3, so we'll see. Um, guess I take dual field. Dual field's pretty good with Seed Trader. I don't know. Seal is solid, but like, there's no way I'm playing all these Ox. Like, there's just no way. They're decent. Like my Ox are decent, but it just doesn't seem like I ever have enough time to play all of those. I think I take dual field. If I play a bunch of Ox, I probably don't have that many fields, so then dual field to so on too is for some points is solid. I guess I could have thought about dairy supply more, but I might wheel dairy supply. Wheeling dairy supply plus cattle breeder is excellent. But I think I'm pretty likely to get dairy supply. Well, you know what? That POW was pretty weak. Maybe I should have thought about that more. That POW was really weak. I thought, oh, I'll get dairy supply back, but maybe not. Feels like this draft is taking a while, but maybe not. We're what, 15 minutes in? I guess if we're done in 20 minutes, it's like a little slow, but not terrible. Pulley unfortunately doesn't work with junk dealer. Also doesn't work with wood barterer. Probiotic food is a solid option. Probiotic food is pretty good. Liquid manure is not bad. Sawmill's not bad. Flamingo Lake's not bad. Sawmill a lot better than normal because of how cheap my wood costs will be, especially with a card like Wood Barter. So Sawmill is an option. Um, Probiotic food getting me 2 stone when needed is an okay option to get like the well or whatever. Liquid manure is not bad. You know, with Seed Trader, the thing is with Seed Trader, like if I only buy one of each, then liquid manure. But if I'm buying multiple of each, then like liquid manure is kind of redundant because then I'm only getting like maybe 1 more point out of grain and a little bit of food from it. But if I have the food to buy both of these and sow all 4, then which with dual field it seems like I should be able to do, then the liquid manure doesn't seem as important, except for as a bunch of food, which maybe I will want a bunch of food. Yeah, maybe I want a 0.6 food from two grain and 2 vegetables. This just seems like a win more card. Honestly, that's what I'm a little worried about. That liquid manure is like a win more card. Like it feels like if I get to stone and I have 4 stables and I have minimum 2 fields and I have the crops, like this just feels like a if I'm winning, I win even more. Whereas probiotic food will like help me get to stone if someone's gonna try to screw me out of it, which also is probably a winning farm, right? Yeah, liquid manure just feels like a total win more card. Hey, Rylocren. Yeah, don't do it again. Yeah, my bad. Um, Kudzu is decent, but I think I'm gonna take Fishing Pier here. Yeah, this is not like the best. Am I gonna take Fishing Pier? Like Studio Boat really wants me to take Traveling Players rather than Fishing. Junk Dealer I don't think is incentive enough on its own. Not when Kudzu is like a very solid option here. Kudzu is such a solid option. Carpet is a solid option as well. The only thing I don't like about Carpet is if I'm spamming Ox, I'm not going to get the first Fireplace, so then I'm fighting with somebody else for it. And I don't know when I'm actually going to have 4 sheep. I think Kudzu, on the other hand, could be really good here. We do a 5-room house, fence covering 5 spaces. Like, there's no way that I'm going to have 5 fields, so, like, Kudzu could be a 2 or 3 point card here. Do I want Studio? Is Studio enough food? I think the question is like, is Studio plus Studio Boat plus Animal Pen, is that enough food to really not need a fireplace for a long time? I think the answer is yes. Well, I play this round 1. If I don't get an Awk round 1, I probably get cheap Awk round 2, even without start playering. Educated Sheep does let me trigger Fence Overseer without going to the build room space. The thing is, like, Wood Barter wants me to go there. I think it's fine. Maybe the build room space will be really hot, and I'll want Educated Sheep to get that final stable. No dairy milk, no dairy milk or whatever it was. So I'd be pretty happy if Scholar took that and will pass it to me. I'd be pretty happy if that was the case. Rylocran with the Prime sub, 23 months and a 23-month streak. Rylocran, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on family growthing. Thanks, Rylocran. Um, yeah, I talked about this a little bit, but basically, it was like a working vacation and turned out to be a lot busier than I expected to. I expected to have a lot of downtime, and I didn't, so that's why I wasn't as good at communicating about this most recent one. And I'm going on another vacation in December. I'm going to be gone for a week in December as well, right before Christmas, so I will advertise that one a little bit better. I'm a software developer, Gary. All right, let's do this. I'm in the 3 seat, so it looks like I get an Ock here, which is excellent. O2. You receive one read whenever you build an improvement with a printed stone cost and stone whenever you build. So it's kind of like that other card. Am I using a food animal accumulation space? No. Maybe actually. I mean, um, nobody was able to play, Apple Picker round one, so it would be better if I could play Apothecary after Apple Picker is played. Because otherwise, it's a pretty dead action for a long time. If I don't know for sure that somebody is playing Apple Picker, then Apothecary is very mediocre. Especially when I could be playing Barterer, Husbandry Worker, Overseer. I guess there's an argument for holding on to Animal Husbandry Worker this game, thinking that Fencing 2 is pretty easy to do with Fence Overseer, and also just not showing it to my opponents for a longer time since I first picked it. Yeah, then maybe they make mistakes laying out their farm, or like they screw themselves the way they lay out their farm. Yeah, there's Archangel. Yeah. Hmm. I I'm guessing Mercator plays Apple Picker. Oh man. I did not expect Archangel round one before Apple Picker. Yeah, I was obviously not ready for that. That's too bad. Yeah, Apothecary would have been better than Junk Dealer here. That was a mistake. That was a mistake by me. Oh well. Two wood is a very mediocre action. Very mediocre action, but also taking one food, one clay is a mediocre action, and two clay is a pretty mediocre action. So, and it's gone, and it's gone. Okay, well, maybe I don't play apothecary in that case. That was quick. That was very quick. Am I getting Ock back? No. No, I'm not. Do I hope to get Ock back? Give myself the chance at getting it back? I guess. Yeah, I just need someone to want to play a miner here and then and then 3 wood, 2 reed to be taken. Then I get Ock back. It's not likely, but it's possible. Oh, there's Seal. Yeah, okay. Now does PJ17 have almost looks like Guildhall, just looking at PJ's resources, almost looks like Guildhall. But might have also drafted that Ock, so 2 clay from each occupation for PJ. Mercator plays Braidmaker. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, 2 reed is fine. 2 reed is fine. No. The Apothecary Creator is a solid dude. So I could get screwed if I don't get a 3 food action back here. I would guess that the Braid Maker is going to build the BMW. PJ might play cheap Ock first action. So I think I get a 3 food move here. Harbor Master, okay. So presumably, well, so did the Harbor Master take the Pier card or did Harbor Master pass it? I wonder. Mercator's playing the BMW to avoid getting screwed by Scholar, I guess. I don't think you needed to do it with your first move, but maybe it's a card that cares about having the BMW in play. But yeah, I get my 3 food action, so that's good. Hmm. Mercator plows. Mercator gonna plow and then sow, get these crops in the ground. Next round. That'd be kind of interesting. Have a braid maker plus crops in the ground stage 1. I guess maybe then you do something like you could turn grain into reed. You get 3 food without an action, which is a fine conversion, but not an amazing one. Do I want to threaten Scholar? If I take wood here, Scholar has to first action build if he wants to build in front of me. Nah, I think I just fish. Especially because fishing here gets me the 2 clay for the fireplace. Yeah, Mercator's getting crops in the ground. So Scholar can take 2 reed or 4 wood or 6 clay, or reedstone food. Any of those options are good. Probably 6 clay or 4 wood rather than um, those others. I think I think I just continue playing Ox, right? I'm trying to get my Ox out, so I think I just continue playing occupations. If I play the husbandry worker, I just get the first sheep grab, right? So I think I just go ahead and play animal husbandry worker here. And then I have fence overseer into animal pen. Could also play studio. Studio and eat a wood. PJ gonna take the 3 wood if it's there. Um, maybe 9 clay. What's PJ doing with 9 clay? Clay hut extension, maybe. I do want to take wood, but I also like the idea of getting the fireplace out here. The problem with the fireplace is it delays animal pen. But I think having the fireplace seems like a good idea. Yeah, and now the rest of the way is just make sure all of my actions are really efficient, which they will be. Playing Animal Pen will be super efficient. Playing my Awk will be super efficient because of how good that Awk will be. And then just build, grow, build, grow. Oh, okay. So PJ has carpet, but like I fenced 4 and have the fireplace. You are never getting the sheep. So Does PJ have some other way of getting the sheep? I don't know. This just feels like it was too good for Scholar. Yeah, that fence 6 just seems like it's amazingly good for Scholar, who now just gets like uncontested. Like Scholar almost gets to take Reed and double build in 6. Actually, it might be able to do that. If Scholar wields the 3 Reed, like it's just disgusting. 14 Clay. Does he have something that turns Clay into something else, or he's going to double the number of Clay that he has? I'm confused. And Mercator passes the 3 Reed. Okay, well, I think that's just game for Scholar, unfortunately. Well, if it's a late family growth game, maybe not. Fencing here seems really dumb for PJ. I agree. I do not understand PJ's fence at all. Not even a little bit. I kind of wish Junk Dealer was Apothecary, but maybe getting the read will be super relevant. GG for Scholar. If it's family growth in 6, probably. If it's family growth in 7, maybe not. I guess, okay, so maybe PJ first picked Homesteader. I guess we have to assume that's what's going on. PJ first picked Homesteader and is going to plow and play Homesteader. Maybe. Yeah, family growth in 6 seems like that's likely a game for Scholar. Just because build into grow is absurd, and you've got landing nets, so your feeding is like is fine if you have lots of actions. Take the 4 wood here, so I play 4 wood into start player animal pen. Do I? If I play animal pen, I need 1 more wood action before building. If I want to build the stable as well, which presumably I do. Thing is, if PJ has Clay Hut extension, PJ's got that ready to go. Country Doctor here for Mercator. So does Mercator have... Like, Mercator wants to get Artist Garden out or something? Or does Mercator have more... Is it Moorfield? Moor Pond? Whatever the card is, it's going to let Mercator plow and fence at the same time. Or plow and sow at the same time. The Scholar also with Backyard Well is now ready to build again. Like, Scholar can literally build in 7. I think I play Animal Pen here. But yeah, having to take wood before building next round is sad. I don't have to. I can just choose not to build one stable. That is an option, but... Yeah, PJ does take Reed. So it does look like PJ actually wants to build. And Mercator does have more pond. I guess that right. Okay, so building does not get me growth in 8. Because Mercator can start player. So first move building is no longer so important to me. I'll just take the 6 wood. Okay. Well, this is not ideal because it looks like I'm going to have to start player to get the second growth. which is not ideal. Or, sorry, start player to get the fourth growth, third in terms of player order, but at least Mercator grows here, right? At least Mercator grows in front of Scholar. That's good. I'm happy about that. Mercator growing in front of Scholar is good for the table. PJ's gonna build. Mercator's gonna grow and play wild chickens. Okay. Scholar. Scholar might start player here, might not. 6 clay is pretty great. You get 6 clay 4 wood if you don't start player here, right? Because you presume that PJ will start player. I guess what you're afraid of as Scholar is not taking start player and then I take start player. Just to beat Scholar to build. But I mean, if Scholars start player, if Scholar moves before me and before PJ, then Scholar's growing. Yeah, Scholar is taking start player here. Another card. So three minors so far that trigger Auteur. That seems pretty great. 4 wood or 6 clay. Hmm. 6 clay puts me in a position to start player studio next round. And I don't need that much wood. I really do not need that much wood. 2 food and a sheep to feed 4. Guessing PJ has carpet, right? Gotta be carpet. Yeah, and it wasn't Homesteader. Why? Why, PJ? Why did you fence 6? Why did he fence 6? Does not seem worth it to get carpet out. Because you have to do multiple actions to get the carpet online. Does PJ have the dairy milk or dairy prior? Yeah, the dairy milk card. Maybe PJ has that card. It's gonna take fishing themselves. So PJ would takes fishing for himself, and then play start player that, and then you have 4 sheep, and then you can play carpet. Like that's so many actions. Scholar's got business. Oh man, businesswoman plus auteur seems absurd. Businesswoman should never have gotten that. Ugh. It probably should not have gotten that far. Businesswoman probably should not have got that far for Scholar. That seems unlikely to be correct. Yeah. This could be a good friend. Studio Kudzu studio boat from me. We'll see. I could start player into build. I don't think anybody's stable blocking me. Mercator's never stable blocking me. PJ cannot legally stable block me, so. And Scholar can no longer stable block me, so. Yeah, start player into build. And start player play studio, or do I want to play studio boat? I guess it's possible I second action traveling players. It's not. It's not possible I second action start player. That's not possible. This is possible, though. So I'm growing in 9, which is a bit later than expected. And growth in 10 is contested with PJ. There is graduate out there. There is graduate out there. Other than that, was there any other growth help in? I'm trying to think. Was there any other growth help in the draft? Carpet, obviously. So if someone has carpet, I think it's pretty unlikely that we're going to see another build. Pay for all, but I get 3 wood back. I get 5 wood back. So because I pay a food for the 3 fences, and then I get plus wood. Fence deliveryman here. PJ must have graduate. That's like the only reason I could think. Yeah, I guess you have seal as well, so it does get you 1 clay. I don't know. Three food for 4 wood and a clay, and you don't get the wood until a lot later. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Scholar takes a vegetable. The scholar probably takes another vegetable and then plows, I'm guessing, and maybe has a way to eat vegetables. Maybe. Guess he doesn't need that much food. He's got sawmill for 3. He's got 1 food, so he's at 5. So he only needs 3 more total. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely growing here. I'm tempted to play Kudzu. Tempted to play dual field. Studio boat is dead for sure. I have no interest in the traveling player space. Do I play probiotic food? I don't think so. I'll just play dual field. So I'm very interested in a pair of boar next round. Pair of boar that come with a reed. I'm interested in taking a cattle and playing cattle breeder. I'm interested in playing seed trader. I should have enough food for the seed trader. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. So why is PJ forcing out carpet like this? Why doesn't it work? Okay. So PJ like is so focused on carpet here that PJ kind of abandoned like so the thing to remember is like being able to grow unblockably is only good if you weren't going to be able to grow. And I think what PJ's fallen into the trap of here is not realizing that PJ could have just grown by building a room. Three wood? Do I really need 3 wood? I need... Yeah, I guess I'm not building... if I eat studio clay, yeah, then I'm not... I maybe don't build a clay room. Not sure about that yet. I could eat wood for the studio. I could. Let's eat clay. Clay HF feed 5. I guess technically I'm not supposed to eat the sheep there, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so like start play carpet here, it's just not worth it. You don't need to do it. Like nobody is threatening growth next round. So you just what you're supposed to do as PJ is just play carpet on family growth, and then you get unblockable growth in, or play carpet on star player in 12 or whatever. Yeah. So the 4 clay getting taken there by Scholar is interesting. And Mercator is going to tower build. So Mercator is building, but the reason he's building is because of Tower Builder, yeah. So we agree with Country Doctor, because the thing about Country Doctor is that anything that lets you grow without room, it doesn't make sense to build afterwards. But if you can build 2 rooms for the price of 1, then sure. Is this worth it for Mercator? I'm not really convinced that building and growing is worth it for Mercator, to be honest. It seems like getting the animal husbandry worker points and then just making sure that you have really efficient feeding, like continue to get your so bakes. Maybe it's fine. Maybe there's enough wood in the game. Yeah, I guess he has Shoemaker, so like maybe there's enough wood in the game with Shoemaker that you always want to build again here. I don't know. I'm skeptical because like he's so close to just fencing 15. Maybe. Am I getting these 2 boar? I think I am. I think I'm getting the 2 boar. Who else is taking them? PJ? Isn't PJ taking the wood? I do want to pick up reeds somehow. So like taking a cattle and playing cattle breeder. So playing cattle breeder this round seems good because then I can get a reed from the boar and get a reed from the 1 cattle, and then I can 1 cattle build grow in 11. So that's a thing to do. Is PJ gonna really push for another room? Doesn't seem like PJ has the actions to do so. Man, I love kudzu in these kinds of games. I love kudzu here. I'm not sure how many fields I'm gonna get, but I know kudzu is gonna get me a couple points. Breed all types. Uh, yes. Yep. That is doable. I mean, that's the plan I laid out, right? Play cattle breeder this round, take one cattle, build, grow next round. So in that line, I do breed all three types. Okay, PJ's got powder keg. So what Stonehouse card did I pass PJ? It might be first pick noble at this. Might be, yeah. But you don't prioritize carpet that high if you have noble. What do you have? Officer? I don't think I would have done this line at all with if I was PJ with officer. Maybe, but let Reno, yeah, Reno flipped in five, so you could have done a round six officer potentially. Zip like plow driver, maybe could just be a first pick plow driver. How can I store the second cow? If I play educated sheep with my last action, I build a stable and I can hold the second cow that way. Yeah, and then what I would do is I'd do stable for a wood and then get a reed. And then I'd be able to play kudzu on family growth. And if I think build is contested, it even lets me first action build. So stable for one wood and food to fence it. And get a reed. And lose the sheep. Mercator family grows next round. Right. I missed that. You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Good point. Thank you. I did forget about that. That Mercator wasn't growing this round. Take four wood. Wheel the one cattle. Someone could take one cattle. But then they've had to take it with their first move, so there's a cost. One cattle is pretty important for me. It is. Is it that important for anyone else? Like, is it like plow and start player in 11 both seem pretty important as well? Three wood. I mean, it's Scholar might be in a position where one cattle for the denial is like a good move for Scholar. Maybe. But start player 3 would Plower all there, so also take green to set up for a sow bake action to actually feed. Yeah. Then last action, Plow if it's there. If it's not there, build. Scholar. So it's a first pick Scholar for PJ. So yeah, I'm guessing PJ also drafted Graduate. With Scholar, yeah. Yeah. Need some pretty good Ox here for this to be good for PJ. Hey, Future Shock. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday was a brutal travel day. So, to re-enter Canada, we had to take Scholars Got Lover, hilarious. Um, to re-enter Canada, we had to take we needed tests, but they couldn't be antigen tests, so they had to be PCR or there's this other kind of test that Canada accepts, which is called ID Now. Where do I want this field to go? I guess here is fine. And then I'll eat a wood. 4 food, no wood to feed 6. So yeah, so we had to get these tests. And so a PCR test is pretty expensive. Like it's upward, it's over $100. But there are ways the U.S. federal government is basically paying for anyone who doesn't have for whom it's not covered by their medical insurance to get tested in the U.S. So we were able to get free tests, PCR, but the problem is because Thursday was a holiday, the lab wasn't open. So then because they weren't open, they didn't process our test result. And then by the time that we actually got our results, like the 72 window that you have to get the test in to enter Canada had expired. And then also too, we were planning to come back. So we kind of got screwed by that. We ended up getting the ID Now, which usually has like a 2 or 3 hour turnaround because they do it on site, which is great in Michigan. But we had to wait for we ended up having to wait to get those tests and then wait for the results. And then the guy that I was traveling with, for whatever reason, he never got the email with his results. And then so we waited a bunch, and then we called them. They were like, "Oh yeah, we already sent you the results," which we didn't get. So then we ended up like spent a bunch of time like trying to get them to email them to us, which they didn't work. And then we ended up having to drive back to the pharmacy, which was like 45 minutes away from the border where we were waiting to go back, get the results, and then drive home. It was a long day. It was a really long day. Yes, lots of sleeping in the car. And sitting outside of McDonald's mooching their Wi-Fi so that we could get connected and find out what was going on. Yeah. At least we made it back yesterday. It would have been more annoying if we hadn't made it back yesterday. So plow sow flips, that's pretty bad for PJ. Good for Scholar. I think the question now is, does Scholar get the animal husbandry worker points and get the stone? If Scholar does both those things, Scholar's points total is just like ridiculously high. Do I take 3 stone here? So am I getting to... I have to ask myself, am I getting to a stone house? So I have, let's say 5, 9, 13, 5, 9. So I have 12 moves left. Build twice. Build twice. Grow twice. Plow. Build twice, grow twice, plow. I need one more. I need 1 clay short of renovating to clay, so I can get that from probiotic foods. Reno. So I only have 2 free moves. So yeah, there's no way for me to get to stone. Um, yeah, so build is not contested unless for some reason Mercator is gonna build stables. But I don't think Mercator is gonna build stables. I think I just take plow. It's fine. I'll be able to get Reno. PJ's in stone, so similar to honeymoon plus 24601. Yeah, thanks, Future Shaw. Yeah, because I want to play Seed Trader. I probably want a sow action. I can get 1 clay either from taking a food action or from probiotic food. I still need more read also. Yeah. So my moves are pretty tight the rest of the way. So build grow. So then I have 9 moves remaining after that. One of those is family growth. So I have 8 moves left in 13. Yeah, I think there's no way for me to get. I think it's unlikely that I get to a stone house. Yeah, 8 moves. One of them is build. So build grow in 13. So I have 7 moves after that. One of those is probably taking clay to continue eating from studio and then to Reno. And one of those is Reno. So then 5 moves. Seed trader and sow. And I need to take read also. I do still need more read. That's the other thing. Yeah. So I have a few more. I have a bit more to do still. Shallow breeds, kudzu spreads. So I can take reed by while taking um, boar for food. There's the apple picker. Darn, thought the apple picker was coming out. PJ doesn't have a 4th action. Yeah, I think taking traveling players for my 1 clay is worth it. The hard thing is getting enough reed. So getting reed from my junk dealer is a thing. I can convert reed with wood barterer. Wood barter, if I take wood, wood barter does get me a read that way. Yes, it doesn't seem like Mercator can get this stone, right? There's just not enough stone in the game for Mercator to do that. So my Reno in 14 should be safe. So 2 cattle for 6 food and a reed. Traveling players for 5 food and a clay. Traveling players for 5 food and a clay is comparable to taking 4 clay because the extra clay just goes into studio. There's a lot of value to building and growing in 13 because family growth will be contested with PJ in 14 because PJ is going to play graduate presumably in 14. Scholar gets the 6 wood here. Yeah, Scholar had a very nice game. Very nice game. So I'll take the 2 cattle. I think I just eat them and get a read. I think an interesting question is, do I get a sow action after playing Seed Trader next round? Because that's a big difference in how many points I can get. So if I take Read, Build, Grow, if I take Read, Build, Grow, yeah, Family Growth is not actually contested with PT, right? Family Growth is not actually contested, or sorry, with PJ, because these two are both at 5. So we get the 2 remaining actions, assuming that PJ takes Family Growth with his last move here, which I assume he will. I think I just get my 2 read off of probiotic food here. Which makes me think that I should have done that instead of Kudzu, given up a point to save myself an action here. I maybe should have done that instead of Kudzu last round. And then I could play Kudzu on Family Growth here instead of having to put a full action into it. So I should have given up 1 Kudzu point to play probiotic food. Yeah, that seems like that was a mistake by me. PJ does grow here. Because like there's huge value to playing Seed Trader into Sow, right? There's huge value there. And I'd have to eat my animals, but I have to eat my animals. That's not such a big deal. Could also block plow sow. I could block sow bake next round. How hungry is Scholar? If I block sow bake, does that kind of mess with Scholar a little bit? Maybe. First move, block sow bake, give PJ plow sow. I'm not worried about giving PJ plow sow at all. Yeah, that's a thing I could do. So then build here so that I can't get blocked that way. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And then 14, my moves are sow, clay, grow, reno. Yep, that works. Oh, you know what? I could plow sow and not build again and reno fence. I could do that. Um, and if I do that, I don't have to take clay. That's kind of an interesting line. So I'd have an extra field. I'd lose out on a stable, but I'd have an extra field. So that's neutral. I don't sow any extra crops if I do that. Unless I take a sow action here, which I don't think I do. I think I'm okay to do this. Yeah, I think this is this the way? I don't have to build the room. Could just build the stable and then eat studio wood the rest of the way. And PJ would have to block family growth without room from me, which seems unlikely. This way I have an extra food from point from probiotic food. I keep that point. So I would so sorry, I need to think. So I would do plow sow into family growth into reno whatever. I don't care what the reno action's on. Plow sow family growth reno whatever. So I'd have one fewer point. So it's point neutral. So yeah, this works. Yeah, I don't need to build. I just need to get family growth back. The minor doesn't matter. B only plus wood F defense it. Yeah. And then 6 food would feed 8. And then kudzu spreads. And I do that, that. And then I eat a bunch of animals to buy. I need, what is it, 10 food to buy all the crops. So I have 2 here. So I eat 2 cattle and a sheep. 2 cattle, sheep, and 2 food from animal pen to buy all my crops and take plow. So, all right. Yeah, that works. The only way this doesn't work is if PJ first action takes family growth without room. But pretty sure that's not going to happen because PJ is going to play graduate, I expect, in round 14 with Scholar. Yeah, and this way I keep the probiotic food point. So it's point neutral because the field and the clay room cancel each other out. And I keep the probiotic food point. So eat 2 cattle and a sheep to buy. And if I get Reno fence, I turn in probiotic food to build the joinery to get 1 point that way. Can't PJ family growth with room? Yep. That's why I'm saying that's the only way that this doesn't work out really well for me. I think this works out quite well. I did lose out on an action, right? I could have gained an action by growing last round, but this line, my action, like this way, I'm blocking better actions for my opponents. Namely, I'm blocking plow sow, which makes it a lot more likely that mercator is going to sow first action or PJ, which means scholar doesn't get a sow bake move. Yeah, my actions are just all really good in this line. And Scholar will presumably want Reno Fence, so I should get Reno Improvement. And yeah, I can turn in probiotic food to build the joinery. Or I could upgrade my fireplace to a cooking hearth for a bit of food that way, but I'm pretty sure the joinery is going to be better. Because I'm eating 2 sheep. Presumably I'm eating 2 sheep and 2 boar and a wood. Right? 2 sheep, 2 boar, and a wood. PJ already have 4 people. The fourth would go to graduate. You are right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ducker. You are absolutely right. Yes, PJ cannot family growth with room. You're right. You're right. PJ cannot family growth with room. I can eat 2 wood, yeah, but the 2 wood doesn't save me an animal. Because the animals I eat, if I'm gonna eat animals, I get 4 food out of those. So even if I eat 2 wood, yeah, it doesn't matter. But you're absolutely right. PJ can't family growth with room. I forgot about that. I my math was off there. Graduate did not actually provide space for a person because PJ's at 4 rooms, 4 people. Yep. Yep. And we even talked about that earlier this game. I just confused myself. Yeah, so Scholar's got a much better improvement score than me. I have the 4 stables, but that counteracts his 4 room, his stone house. My animal score is better, but only just. Crop score is going to be very similar. I think Scholar wins this just off the basis of more fields and more improvement points. But I think I made it competitive. Yeah. No, it does mean that it does make it like if it doesn't make it that a bit more likely that PJ would take that action. So, no, you're right. Yeah, Scholar has to eat a bunch of points here. Not getting so baked like is so bad for Scholar. Man, that start player I think is gonna like if I win, it's pretty much off the back of that start player action. All right, so what is left for me? Food. Food is what is left for me. So if I take 4 food fishing, that's at least a point. Might only be a point though. 3 wood is a point from my joinery. Do I have any other points aside from that? I don't think so. For food is a point for scholar, though. So yeah, let's do that. For food might be multiple points for scholar. Scholar's kind of hungry. There it is. Yeah, I wanted that card. I maybe should have drafted it. Poor carpet, poor graduate. I mean, PJ just did not have a very good game. Harbor Master is not really very good. Coal Miner is not great. Potato Harvester is... So, okay, so the thing about a card like Potato Harvester is it gets you a bunch of food. But if you are sowing a bunch of vegetables, you should already have a bunch of food. I eat a wood and a clay. 4 food, wood, clay, and a sheep to feed 9. This is my final farm. 50 only. So Scholar, I'm sure, is low 50s. So, yeah, looks like Scholar's got it. Yeah, not getting to stone is a problem. A pretty big problem for me. Yeah, 52 already. So assuming even if Scholar eats 2 or 3, even if Scholar has to eat 2 points. Well, so this was a interesting game. I think I made it a tiny bit competitive at the end, but I'm just not getting to stone and don't have enough improvement points and not getting to stone. Those two things are not good enough. And that in combination with Scholar's game was too easy. Scholar's first 2 stages were just way too easy. Right? Like I think Mercator probably it's never I don't know what Mercator needed that stone for. I'm guessing that Mercator should have taken the 3 read over the reedstone food. Right? Like I think leaving that for Scholar was just way too bad. And getting some points here from Guildmaster's daughter. Yeah, GG. And I mean, I bet if we look at the draft, Businesswoman probably should not have gone to Scholar, right? Businesswoman probably should not have gone to Scholar. So I'll be second, but I'll be 2 or 3 points behind Scholar, I'm sure. 56. Okay, so Guildmaster's Daughter was 4 points. Okay, interesting. Oh, so it just cares about anything being built, not those in particular. Huh, okay. Didn't have to eat as many points. Well, didn't get to breed animals, but didn't eat as many points as I thought. Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, the game was way too easy for Scholar. Seven, 3, 2, 4, 5. Businesswoman made it all the way sixth. That's too bad. Don't think any of these matter. Yeah. Yeah, so how much better is my game if I play Apothecary round one instead of Junk Dealer? A lot better. Because the crops, Scholar started taking with Grain Bag, took grain a couple times. Vegetable was taken a couple times. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of getting like, what did I get? Like four. The read though was really important. Getting the read out of Junk Dealer was really important. I guess what maybe happens is I have to use probiotic food for read, but then I get to stone almost. Yeah, I would definitely get to stone in that line because I would have just had like it would have given me like 7, 8 stone, right? If I'd played apothecary, maybe not 7 or 8, maybe only 4, because it's only on the vegetable space that you get stone. So it was taken. Was it only taken 3 times? If it was only taken 3 times, then maybe not. Yeah. If it was taken 4 times, then that gets me my stone reno on its own. The problem is the timing too. Yeah. Yeah, ultimately I think the game was a little too easy for Scholar. I had to have a really, really strong game to overcome that, and I didn't not sure that I played not sure that I played that. I would have had to play probably perfectly, and I don't think I played perfectly. Yeah, Harbor Master is not very good. With Scholar, I probably just would have taken Graduate. Yeah. This was not a great pack. Yeah, would the food have mattered? The food would have been maybe a point or two. The food might have mattered a little bit. Yeah. Hard to say. Hard to say. But like the way the sequence worked with getting the fireplace was also good. But I mean, I could have always like I didn't have to take the fireplace. The only reason I had to take the sheep in 5 was because of PJ fencing 6, which was super annoying. Yeah, PJ fencing 6 was really bad for me. So powder keg here. I understand it, but like you've got probiotic food here. I think what you do is you take landing net and then you wheel one of these two cards, and they both help you get to stone. Because like landing net, the thing about landing net is that you're really encouraged to take reedstone food. Like you want to take reedstone food with landing net, and you like that helps you get to your scholar. Yeah. Or it gives you a bunch of food, which makes probiotic food very trivial to play. Yeah. Yeah, I think just the first pick Scholar and then the draft was not great for Scholar. I think screwed up PJ a lot, and then some good stuff ended up getting to Scholar, which happens. Yeah. I think getting businesswoman back was probably that probably was not supposed to happen. Because what was taken instead? Cattle. I took cattle breeder, deliveryman, and then it was tower builder. For yeah, so I think tower builder was kind of a trap for Mercator. You understand what Mercator was thinking about was the double build full with another card, but yeah, I think that was a pretty big trap. I think you have a better game if you just take businesswoman, most likely, because then you can build ovens and stuff. Yeah. Ooh, carrot harvester. Interesting. Yeah, that never came down. All right. Well, I'll do another game. Yeah, sure, I'll do another game. I've been off for a while, so let's do another one. Take a short break. Hope you've enjoyed this little video.